This is a Seawall inspection conducted by Simi Dive on September 2nd, 2020. We're in the city of Fort Lauderdale looking at a tongue and groove seawall with some batter piles and also some king piles as part of the dock. There's about 7 batter piles and 5 king piles on the outside supporting the wall. There's some dock frame that is failed on this section between 2 davits. The davits are fine, they're sitting on these double king piles, plus there's another king pile on the south one. The panel, the last panel shows some damage on the actual panel. This panel is the border between the 2 properties, so it should be repaired because it's going to cause damage to the property we're inspecting, which is to our north. The T-pile also shows damage right here. There's some, you can see the rebar exposed, that needs to be repaired. There's a lot of rusting coming through the cap. The cap is good, but it needs to be addressed. All the rebar needs to be coated and treated and then re-cemented with some strong grout. You can see there's another panel that shows some hairline cracks on the top where the rust is. You can see it's like almost the entire length of the panel. That needs to be repaired properly. Also the batter pile, you can see all this strong staining and cracks that are going through it. It needs to be wrapped. We recommend with structural mesh and then strong grout. Coming back to, this is the second davit. You can see it right here. The base of the davit is good. There's not much on it. I don't know what those studs were. They were part of something, probably an anchoring for the top davit, but obviously they're obsolete. There is a section here between 2 T-piles that shows damage on the dock. It's repairable. Put some, good structural mesh and regrout it, and it should give it some more years of life. Also the cap itself shows some cracks. Continuing north, you can see also the T-pile, same thing, needs to be repaired, rust treated. Again, the cap here, small areas, again same type of repair, and the T-pile as well. Also the seams, you can see the seams are not really there anymore between the T-pile and the panels. All the seams need to be grouted, and then of course it's recommended to have some kind of a weep hole system like jet filters to release the pressure. Again, another cap area 20 feet that the rebar is basically the concrete's cold and the rebar degraded. This is part of the lower dock. You can see the crack here, also rusting, and the lower dock itself also has a lot of corrosion and rebar, and the lining themselves will need some also concrete restoration. But overall, not too bad of a shape. Probably do a 6-inch pour on the top because there's a lot of spalling on the top of this thing and rusting. So you could do that, and that's going to give it some extension on its life. Again, back to just the T-pile wall with 1 batter pile here and then a skip and then another batter pile towards the end of the property, also showing cracks and rust on them. The cap itself is actually in reasonable condition here. The T-piles will need work, and also the batter piles will need some significant restoration on the splash zone area, which is the most damaged area. And then this is the 3rd panel that shows hairline cracks. Well, it's the second one because the first one has actual separation cracks. So second panel with hairline cracks. Also upper panel, same thing, needs to be repaired, and once they put proper hydrostatic release on it, it should work just fine. There is 1 weep hole in the entire property. It's right here, and it is not really a weep hole anymore because the fabric is completely torn. These are not recommended weep holes because you can't maintain them. So they are pretty much failed right now, and material will just pass through it. This panel also shows some damage of rebar corrosion. Should be exposed, treated, and re-cemented. And that's about it. The wall is about 103 linear feet long, 100 plus, with say about 7 feet of rise from the berm to the top of the cap, and that kind of summers it up. This inspection was conducted by Simi Dive in beautiful Fort Lauderdale, Florida.